Welcome back to today's deep dive into one of the most misunderstood tarot cards, the Death card. While it often strikes fear, we'll uncover its rich symbolism and powerful message of transformation, healing and rebirth. If you're new here, my name is Sian and I'm excited to guide you through this journey, so let's dive right in. The Death card is all about the ending of one cycle and the beginning of another, showing us how change leads to growth. Let's start by exploring the card's imagery in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. The skeleton on the white horse represents the inescapable truth of death and endings. Stripped down to its core, the skeleton symbolises how change is inevitable, and the horse it rides emphasises the strength and forward momentum of transformation. This change is unstoppable. It carries us into a new phase, whether or not we're ready. The black flag adorned with a white rose signifies the purity and beauty that comes from new beginnings. Even in the darkest moments of transformation, there's always potential for growth. The priest kneeling before death represents organised religion and structure, acknowledging that even long-standing beliefs and traditions must evolve. The children kneeling before death show that transformation touches everyone, regardless of innocence or experience. One child looks away, unable to face the reality that endings are a part of life's natural cycle. But in the background, we see the sun rising, symbolising that after every ending, a new day dawns. The distant towers suggest that this cyclical nature of death and rebirth is an integral part of life. The Death card is governed by Pluto, the planet of transformation, regeneration and rebirth. Pluto's energy involves profound change, often requiring the destruction of old patterns to clear space for the new. And like Pluto, the Death card urges us to embrace deep healing, even when it feels uncomfortable or challenging. Linked to the astrological sign of Scorpio and the element of water, this card also represents emotional depth and the subconscious, reminding us to cleanse and heal emotionally by flowing with change instead of resisting it. The Death card carries the number 13, often associated with bad luck, but in many cultures, 13 represents good fortune and spiritual completion. It mirrors the cycles of life, much like the lunar phases. The number reminds us that every ending holds the promise of renewal, a natural rhythm of life. When the Death card appears in a reading, it can stir fear and discomfort. This reaction is often based on a misunderstanding. The Death card rarely signifies literal death. It speaks to the endings, transformations, and the closing of one chapter to allow a new one to begin. I remember the first time I encountered this card. It triggered deep fear and anxiety to the point where I'd pack my cards away for a while. But the Death card's profound message helped me face my fears, guiding me to heal from my grief and surrender to the unknown. We all live with uncertainty, and this card often asks, what are you afraid of? The Death card invites us to embrace change and let go of what no longer serves us, so that we can move forward with clarity and purpose. It also asks us to look at hidden blocks and resistance to change, especially when we're stuck in stagnation. Sometimes we resist facing uncomfortable situations, and this card pushes us to confront those fears so that we can break free and welcome a new cycle. In the Fool's journey in the Major Arcana, the Death card marks a pivotal turning point. The Fool has gained knowledge and experience, but now learns that clinging to the past just limits his growth. The Death card teaches the Fool that transformation is essential for progress. True growth only happens when we surrender and let go of the old to make way for the new. The message is simple yet powerful. Transformation is key to moving forward. By embracing the end of one cycle, the Fool prepares for the next stage of the journey, wiser and ready for new experiences. In the Major Arcana, Death follows the Hanged Man. This reflects a profound internal shift, marking the journey from surrender to transformation. The Hanged Man represents a period of stillness. It's a time of letting go of control and surrendering to the flow of life. The Hanged Man's energy is reflective, encouraging introspection and the release of old beliefs or expectations. But it doesn't signify an active transformation, just the willingness to see things differently and accept what comes. After this period of suspension, we encounter the Death card, which moves from passive acceptance to active transformation. While the Hanged Man's energy is about waiting and shifting internally, the Death card signals that the time for change has arrived. This is when the insight gained from the Hanged Man's perspective is put into action. The Death card asks for the final step in the process, the full release of what no longer serves. It symbolises the breaking down of the old to make space for the new, ushering in a profound transformation that often feels inevitable. In this transition, the Hanged Man prepares you mentally and spiritually for the changes that the Death card brings. You move from understanding and acceptance to a place where transformation becomes reality. After letting go with the Hanged Man, the Death card ensures that true renewal and rebirth take place, allowing for growth and the beginning of a fresh cycle. When the Death card appears in reverse, it often suggests resistance to change or the inability to move forward. We may feel stuck, clinging to the past, or fearful of the unknown. This can point to unresolved grief, fear of letting go, or a block in the transformative process. The reverse Death card encourages you to confront what's holding you back and to become compassionate with yourself as you navigate these difficult transitions. The grieving process is natural and necessary when faced with endings, and it's important to support yourself with kindness and patience as you work through it. Transformation can be painful, but it's crucial to honour the emotions that come up and give yourself the space to heal. The Death card serves as a reminder that life is a cycle and every ending carries the promise of a new beginning. Far from being a card to fear, it's one of the most profound representations of growth, healing and renewal. When the Death card shows up in your reading, know that transformation and new opportunities are on the horizon. Thank you for joining me in today's exploration of the Death Tarot card. If you found this deep dive helpful, please like, subscribe and share for more tarot insights. And I'd love to hear about your experiences with the Death card. Leave a comment below and let me know how you've embraced transformation in your life. And remember, the next time the Death card appears, face the fear and welcome the changes. Until next time, take care.